Hello, and welcome to the scientific adventures of Beard Man, whoever I am. Today we're going to be going through a concept builder on physicsclassroom.com. The topic is kinematics, and the title is velocity time graphs. So we've just gone through a couple videos on position time graphs. So let's take a look at velocity time graphs. So first of all, the big key thing to notice is that we've got velocity over here on the y-axis instead of position. So that means as we go along from the starting time, as time goes along, where we are on this graph tells us what the velocity is. It's like looking at the speedometer as time goes by. In a race, a car race, if you start from zero and they wave the green flag and you accelerate, right? You accelerate up here. Let's actually draw this in. Why not? You accelerate up here, showing that as time goes on, the velocity is increasing, and eventually you reach your top speed and you stay right at that top speed the whole race. Okay, I'm sure there are curves and things like that change it, but that's the basic idea, okay? So that's what we're looking at here with the velocity time graph. Let's go ahead and take a look at our same 7 points that we've been looking at in each of the position time videos and look at how velocity time is affected by, or how that shows up on a velocity time graph. Okay, so first of all, we've got stationary versus moving. Stationary, well, if your car is stationary, the speedometer, and just think of this velocity as the speedometer on the object. If you're stationary, if you're in a parking space, your velocity, the speedometer, is going to read 0. So the whole time it'll be 0. Okay, if it ever goes anywhere else, that means you're moving. Your speedometer is reading something, that means you're moving. All right, so stationary, it's at 0. Next, if it's going slow, it's going to be close to 0, right? When you're going slow, your speedometer reads 5 miles per hour, 10 miles per hour, okay? And when you're going fast, you're far from 0, and that would be way far away where you'd get a big number. Just to mention, we're going to talk about direction in just a moment, but for negatives also, a -5 is still going 5 miles per hour, and that would be slow. And way down here would be 25, 50, 80, whatever your graph is set to. And that would be where you're going fast, is down here somewhere at the bottom. So the bottom and the top are the two fast places. Close to 0 are the slow places. So if it asks you, is it speeding up or slowing down? Speeding up would be moving away from 0, right? Getting faster and faster. Speeding up. And getting closer and closer to 0 would be slowing. I'm just going to put slowing. Okay? So just keep that in mind as you work on your concept builder. Now, direction. We define the positive direction as moving right. Okay, so if you're in the positive part of the graph, that means you're moving to the right, or you've got a positive velocity. I don't think this particular concept builder uses right and left. It uses positive and negative. Oh, hey, look, I forgot the parenthesis there. So in this positive section, it means you've got a positive velocity. In the negative section, you have a negative velocity. So anything up here, whatever it looks like, okay, would be positive velocity. Anything down here, okay, whatever it looks like, would be negative velocity. Okay, now just to mention, if something has a positive velocity and then it becomes a negative velocity, that means it's changed direction. It was going positive and now it's going negative. Okay, let's do that without all that writing on there. So here, this part up here is in the positive direction. This part down here is in the negative direction. That means the opposite direction, and so it has changed direction. All right, and then finally, we have the issue of constant velocity versus accelerating, either accelerating or changing velocity. If something's changing its velocity, it is accelerating. Constant velocity would be a flat horizontal slope. Like if you're in cruise control on the freeway and you're going 55 miles an hour or 70 miles per hour or whatever the speed limit happens to be. Oops, that got kind of ugly there. Let's erase that there. That got really bad. If you are moving along at constant velocity, okay, that means that your speed is the same. 70 miles per hour. However, if you're speeding up or slowing down, that could be a curved line. Anytime the y value is changing, that means your velocity is changing because that's what you're measuring over here. Okay, that would be true down here in the negative section as well. Horizontal lines would be a constant velocity. Any sort of slope or curve would be a changing velocity or an acceleration. And that is what you need to know for this concept builder. So use this chart here. Feel free to go to the examples as you work through the concept builder. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below. And if you enjoyed the video and it helped you to do this concept builder, click the like and subscribe button. And I will see you the next time on the scientific adventures of Beardman.